Welcome to Euroforum UG, where we address Ugandans from Europe, USA, Asia, Africa, Australia, and all over the globe. We share experiences, opinions, and expertise on current affairs, educative lifestyle, religion, and family matters. Follow, subscribe, and like our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Euroforum UG. You can also join our live shows every weekend on our social media platforms. For more information, visit our social media platforms or email us at euroforumug@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on +4740 574040. Euroforum UG, communicating with peers.
I greet you all. Moses Mugisha is my name. I'm coming to you live from Oslo, Norway. This is a country where many people have tagged a couple of things about it, but many call it a country of milk and honey, and yet others call it a country of the cold. I don't know how you brand it, but for me, it's a country of very many experiences. I'm delighted to come back to you with another segment of impacting and sharing inspirations and experiences. Today, I come to you with a pair of leaders from Youth Sport Uganda. These leaders, together with their team, they were here in Oslo a couple of months back, where they participated in the Homless World Cup. And it wasn't just participating, but they emerged winners. And as we speak, the Uganda flag rose higher and higher and higher. But in the same line, I want to congratulate all Ugandans on celebrating our 63rd independence yesterday. And in so many countries around the world, including Asia and Norway, we are celebrating our independence this weekend. Tomorrow, here in Norway, we shall be celebrating our Independence Day. We shall start with a football cup where we shall be playing against Ghana, Sudan, and Zimbabwe. And later in the evening, we shall be celebrating and put on dancing shoes. Of course, for us here, we try to deviate away from how it is celebrated back home, and we focus more on having it as a family day. A very quick call to you who hasn't saved the time and maybe the date. The date is tomorrow. So please make time and come around. If you don't make it for the football tournament or football cup, at least endeavor to come in the evening to celebrate with us. Other than that, I want to bring to you my lovely guests, Stiga Ndugwa and Lona Letasi. These are, for you living in Norway, you must be remembering these faces. Abantu bano bajja wano ne bakola ebintu bingi eby'omulembe, which made us prouder and prouder as Ugandans. Today, we come back to you to have a reflection, a recap from this amazing experience we had here. This experience wasn't just sports, it was a moment to boost spirits, to give hope, but also to share experiences. So many questions would run around. Yes, Mwawangule Chikopo, Chechaddako. Share with us your experiences of Scandinavian. What do you think about ABC? Now, this is why we are here. We want to see what are those land experiences and Chechaddako. Okay, Nyavo, I'll start with this beautiful lady here, Lona Nyavo. It's a pleasure having you, Nyavo. Maybe to have yours.
Thank you very much, Moses. It's a pleasure being on this platform. We have really tried so hard to say that we spare time and be with you here today. My name is Lona Letasi. Abasinga mwandaba wenajje Norway, Oslo, and nkolera ekitongole bakiyita Youth Sport Uganda. I work here as a programs coordinator, coordinating programs ezikwatagana ku kintu kyonna ekikwatagana ku health in the organization. And in Oslo, I was the team manager for the team that traveled to represent Team Uganda and also representing Youth Sport Uganda as an organization. And I'm really, really happy to be here, really happy to speak with you again, happy that we are able to have this conversation with all of you. I think I can just give a brief of my introduction, and then I'll allow my colleague Stiga to also say something about himself.
Thank you, Lona. Over to you, Stiga.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moses Mugisha, for allowing us be on this big platform to share our experience. My name is Shafiq Mkugwa Stiga, and I am a programs coordinator at Youth Sport Uganda. I was a coach when we visited Norway for the Homless World Cup, and I'm happy to be here. First mujimanyi neddoboozi mulimanyi nave Norway nga nickname eri winning coach. I am happy to be part of this interview and ready to ride with you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you again. You had a lot to inspire, but from my side, I loved your coordination as leaders, including Joseph Katende, the media
Joseph
person.
Katende.
Yes, I loved your coordination as leaders. You engaged us as a community, and you made us feel part of your milestone, and we really appreciate having made it up to us. But we also found it as an opportunity to experience Uganda from another perspective. You see, Uganda, everybody experiences Uganda differently, but for us, it was a pleasure. Of course, the questions around this tournament were firstly, Homless World Cup, what is it all about? Are they only the homeless? They are homeless. I believe those questions are to be answered in this interview. But before that, I want to congratulate the Uganda Cranes team, our mother team back home, for the win against Botswana last night. Mwevali, kutuweza chiwa, and keep up the spirit. When our team, wherever you are, wherever we are, wins, we all win and we celebrate. The core aspect here is raising the Uganda flag. Yes, let's go direct to these unanswered questions. Lona and Stiga, Homeless World Cup. What is this concept hinged on?
Okay, Homless World Cup. Are we speaking at the same time? Or?
Yeah, I wanted to see how we switch the ball. I wanted to just ask and say, okay, there. Yes, tell me, Lona.
Yes, please. So, we were both speaking at the same time, and it was the voices kept coming out. But thank you, Moses. So, first of all, before I speak about the Homeless World Cup, I would just want to send my appreciation once again to the Ugandan community in Norway, Oslo. You guys were very, very, very supportive. Mwatwagala nnyo, mwawagira nnyo ttiimu, mwatubeererawo nnyo. It was, you made our experience really a memorable one in Norway that we'll never forget. So going back to the Homeless World Cup, it's an annual tournament. It happens every year. And its goal is to end homelessness around the world. So they are looking at young people, not being homeless. And it's not just any other person that can participate in that tournament. It happens that for young people to be able to participate, it's not even only young people, it's from 16 years and above, because they believe then you are an adult. So 16 years to around the age of 30. And for young people to be able to participate in that tournament, one, you should be at least an asylum seeker in any country that you are coming from. And also, you should have been at least homeless for the past 12 years. And the other criteria that they look at is that you should, that young person at least should have been in rehabilitation, or maybe they are struggling with an addiction, or they are using drugs, and that forced them to go into homelessness. And for us as Youth Sport Uganda, or as Uganda, we do not define homelessness as someone that is, staying on the streets or staying away from home. For us, our definition of homelessness is that the kind of shelter that you are staying in is not something that someone would really see that it is comfortable for you as a young person, or it's comfortable for you as a family, or it's even too big. You know how we have the fancy bungalows and flats and what. But for us now, it is that hard nti ndi mukasitira katonya oba ennyumba gye tubeeramu amazzi gatusumbuwa. That is how we define homelessness as Youth Sport Uganda. That the shelter is not one accommodative for the, for most of the slum areas, the families are many, nti babeera mu kayumba katono ne beenyigiriza. And so that pushes you to go and, try to see how do we survive as a family? How do we survive as individuals? So that is how we are able to identify the young people who are able to participate in the Homeless World Cup. So it happens every year, and organizations represent their countries. So every organization, of course, applies to be part of the network, the Homeless World Cup network. And once you apply and you've been approved and selected, then you are eligible to take part and represent your country in the tournament. So if I've left out anything, Stiga, you can say something as well.
Thank you so much, Lorna. I think that was quite insightful to better paint a picture of homelessness, because it comes with lots of questions, of course. About Babera, but I think Lorna has explained very well when she mentioned about how our perception is on homelessness. But the Homeless World Cup is a sporting event every year, of course, that uses football to create positive change for people experiencing homelessness. The tournament aims at inspiring and breaking down barriers and challenges different public perceptions of homelessness. Instead of seeing with mental health, the addictions that people go through, of course, which of course is very common one in wafe. Bireetera omuntu okubeera homeless nga talina shelter nga ye mu mbeera eyinza okubeera mu mbeera ey'obuntu. Of course, your mind is not home and lots more other things. It's a great platform for us to advocate for lots of things, but also to motivate and inspire lots of young people back home. We've been part of the Homeless World Cup for I think 3 years now, and we've participated in 2 global events, and one probably the other 2 for Africa, then 2 international events. Yes.
Thank you, Stig and Nona. Yes, I know you work with Youth Sport Uganda. Besides Homeless World Cup, what other product does Youth Sport Uganda present to the world?
I beg your pardon?
Nona, besides Homeless World Cup, what other product or what other initiative or project does Youth Sport Uganda work with?
Maybe just to give you a brief about Youth Sport Uganda, we are a sport for development organization. Tukoyesa sport as a tool to address social issues in communities, in schools, and around the places that we work with, in the slum areas of around Kampala. And we are registered NGO, Sport for Development non-government organization. We work in schools, in communities, we work in different places and slums around Kampala, but also beyond, around the country as well. So what we do is that we have programs in health, we have programs in livelihood, tuina programs in education, then tuina ne WASH, that is water, sanitation and hygiene. Mu health tukola ebintu around mental health for refugees, for host community youth. Tuina curriculums ze tukozesa nga tukozesa bya bizanyo. So it's not only football, tukozesa football, basketball, netball, traditional games. Ze mumanyi ezo ze mwazanyanga mukyali bato, okwepena, such games, to try and educate the young people about their health. Is it that you're struggling with mental health? How do we support you? We take you through what we call, it's like a session, a sport for development session. We have community coaches who do the sessions for us. So we take you through the session and see that we are able to address some of those challenges that you're facing as a young person. So for health, it's mental health, it's sexual reproductive health and rights, and it's menstrual hygiene management. So we try to see that we support the young people in all these areas. use the games that we have, use the curriculums that we have developed, and also community coaches try to see that they go beyond the games, go to this person's the young person's home, visit them. How are they doing? How do we support you? Do they have a challenge? Then we reach out to other organizations and see that they are able to support them. So organizations ezo zikolanga referral points. Nti challenge weba eri beyond engage tongole tulaba nti is it Butabika Hospital that is providing mental health services nga tumutwala Butabika? Is it Kangambe Reproductive Health Uganda providing things around sexual reproductive health nga tumutwala ku Reproductive Health Uganda? So tupenga ekitongole tuba tusayininze MOUs with those organizations, so they try to see that they support us at no cost, nti n'omwana ta incurring costs. And then for education, education, there are a lot of things that we do, but still we try to support the young people and see that they stay in school. Omanyi, when it comes to there are so many factors that try to prevent the young people in slum areas to be in school. And what we are trying to look at is want to see that young people stay in school for a longer period of time, and through our sessions we are able to do that. Kuba omwana aba akimanyi nti olweggulo agenda meetinga coach, ate buli mwana ayagala nnyo okuzannya. Ate kati fe okujja mu session olina okuba nga wasomye olunaku lwonna. So it triggers them to always come to school every day because they know in the evening I am going for this session. So that way we are able to see that they remain in school. And then after maybe the session, they receive a snack. Bafunayo ku mazzi, maybe a biscuit. So aba hopeful nti leero nina okukola ki ogenda ku ssomero ndabe nti I am able to get something to eat out of it. And then more education, tulina mu sponsorship program where we have young people pay some school fees, some bit of school fees for them. It's not really a full amount. So because we move nga we twajja eri Norway, Oslo, tufunayo emikwano nga mwe twabafuna, or even friends that may not be Ugandans. And we get young people from our programs who are struggling to pay their school fees. So those young people are identified, we get to profile them. And then in case, let's say, Moses, you've reached out to us, not to Gambanti, I would wish to support a young person from your organization. Do you have any young people that you have? So we already have those that we have profiled. And then we share with you their profiles. And then for you, you can identify who you would wish to support. So the relationship between the young person and their sponsor is kept. Nti sponsor yakulonda because one, you had maybe similar interests. Nti we all love football, you love football, or maybe they just had, that, how you just see someone Ogamba, I think I need to help this person. Like you keep that bond come. So that way they are able to support them to go back to school. So either they keep writing to each other, and then at some point the sponsor also comes around and visits this young person. Nalaba ku family y'omwana, na interacting n'omwana, so we sponsor it mutwala paka ewaka omwana gy'abeera. And then when it comes to water, sanitation and hygiene, which is WASH, tulikola nnyo mu masomero because, but also in communities. So we try to see that people are able to maintain good hygiene in their communities, in their schools. What do? We do a lot of community drives to sensitize them about good hygiene. We also do a lot of community cleanliness. Nga tugenda ne tulongosa maybe a certain area in the community. We partner with local councils in those areas. We do those kinds of things. And then for WASH, we also try to see that promote hygiene within schools. Is it that the school has washrooms and tebazilongosa, or maybe they do not have MHM disposable areas in their washrooms? We try to see that all that is placed in the schools, and also try to sensitize the young people around their hygiene in schools, but also out of schools and in their communities, that the young person is accountable, that I need to keep the water source clean, I need to keep the washrooms clean, I need to keep my bathroom or my body and everything around themselves clean. Then we have done a lot of distribution when it comes to MHM and hygiene. reach out to young girls in the communities, provide sanitary pads to them, provide wash materials for them, and also train them in menstrual hygiene management, both girls and boys. Train them also in making their own sanitary towels in a ziri reusable as a clothes. Manyoba was taken Moses. They are those reusable ones at Kwesa,
Yeah.
and then we wash them. So we train them on how to make them so that it is sustainable for them. Train is it, I'm not going to keep coming and giving you a sanitary pad. But now you know what material you have to use, you know how to make it yourself, and even the material is affordable. That if I buy it, I can use it at least for the next 3-4 months, and I don't have to struggle. So I'll give my colleague Stiga a chance to speak about the livelihood program. He can share and throw more light. Thank you.
Yes, before Stiga chips in, I get an impression of a project or an organization that is such a firm pillar in the community or Uganda at large. But it seems like not so many people know Youth Sport Uganda. Maybe for some reason, there might be some. I will need to ask how closely you're working with media, because there is so much running on social media. And I was actually about to ask. I remember I asked something about that when you're here, about who facilitated the event. I mean, your trip and how you managed to make it, because you, like Lona said, you applied and made it. But usually to pull off such a trip and both back to and fro, but also to sustain yourselves in a very expensive country like Norway, it definitely tells something about the structure behind. But this structure, is it just youth sport alone? Are there some anchors behind it? You shall go to that point and get to know more about this, because the projects you work with are really, really very important in the community, in the society, Uganda at large. But it goes back to how much the media has been able to shine light on such initiatives. Because in Norway and around the world, there are organizations like Doctors Without Boundaries, Red Cross, and there are packages where someone can be paying monthly to support the initiative. And I will need to know if you support Uganda as such. But let's hear from Stiga first.
Thank you so much, Moses and Lona, for that insightful sharing about the programs that we do. Ball, Mugisha. A ball is used as a catalyst, of course, to pull. It's a pull factor for us because Nelson Mandela once said that sport talks to the youth in a language they understand. So whenever you have the ball, you get the crowd, and then you have the people, and then now you can talk about the programs that you have. You can teach them a lot of things. Lona has mentioned about our education programs and our health programs, which we usually do, but with the help of the ball. Imagine, for example, in education, before I go to the livelihood bit, for example, in education, omwana ng'ekimusise mupiira naye ebintu bingi nnyo byeetaaga okuba nabyo, maybe performing obulungi. For example, you would need so many soft skills that rotate around leadership, communication, goal setting, decision making, confidence. Ezo zonna skills ate ng'omupiira gusobola okusomesa such skills. So we use the sport to deliver these soft skills which help them academically excel and improve. Back to the livelihood bit, just imagine if someone is going to teach you financial literacy but using a ball. There are very many games. Probably you'd have a game called Hit the Target, for example, and then you have 3 targets to hit for the young people in a sports session. And then you'll have to know, if I'm targeting to hit this, how much am I going to get? And if I'm targeting to hit the 3rd one, how much am I going to get? So now the young person is now learning on decision making, of course, goal setting goals to see now, this is why I need to shoot and this is what I need to get. If I fail on this one, then I'll have to have a second chance to do something like this, but using a ball. We do a lot with our livelihood programs. One, we teach them financial literacy and business knowledge for them then to understand now the concepts of businesses. Those that are in vocational schools, of course, in communities, we need that because not so many schools give you the leeway to have these these kind of concepts, and also when they are hands-on. We do VSLA training, of course. We motivate them into the methodology of VSLA, Village Saving and Loans Association. Ndowooza Moses oba ojjukira obulungi edda twabanga n'obutabo bw'abazadde baffe bwe twatwalanga meetings z'ebyalo eza savings ezo. Quite interesting, bw'okula maybe no kiyiga. But one, it is not for them to be in that VSLA, but it is for them now to learn the concepts. Mulimu savings, mulimu loans. Kubanga ebiseera ebisinga weesanga nga the youth, the young people mu Uganda batambulira nnyo mu loans just nga tuze mu livelihood. Omusanga ayagala yewoleyo omutwalo aguteekemu, then afune zino, something like that. So for them to understand that concept, n'okukozesa n'obwo obutabo ne boxes etukola mu meetings z'ekyalo zaakomawo era abaana byonna tubikola nga tukozesa mupiira, because concepts can be, we have structured curriculums etukozesa ebeera nga manual nga onoobeera nti ogenda kusoma akatabo naye ng'akatabo ako kalimu games ezo wozisoma n'oziyita ne mani mu reflecting after the game. What do you think about the game? What would you have done better if you got a second chance? Naye nga tukozesa mupiira, be it a sports game, neweeba ya basketball, neweeba ya netball, neweebeera ya football, zonna zisomesa discipline y'emu. So after abaana abo we bayiga the VSLA concepts and the business knowledge, naddala mu masomero ga vocations, tulina kye tuyita revolving fund with support from the different donors across the globe that we use that help us do these programs. Tulina kye tuyita revolving fund. Omwana wabayize concepts ezo, then osobola okumuwa ku ssente. Wano mu Uganda ebiseera ebisinga ezo zikyamyamu n'ozizanga mu PDM, but not that sort of thing. Bawanika business proposals, the young people, of course, never sharing enough. This is what I intend to do, and this is how I want to do it, and this is how I will benefit. Netubawa ku startup capital, your Twitter seed capital. But this money is brought back to the organization so that other people can also benefit from it. That is it for the livelihood. But we do lots of other things, like I mentioned, using sport because it is big. And when you talk to the youth, it is sport. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Stiga, to you watching us. This is the team from Youth Sport Uganda. Youth Sport Uganda is the organization that supported a team of young, brilliant, dedicated, and committed ladies that participated in the Homless World Cup here in Oslo, Norway. They emerged champions. But for me, from my perspective, they were not just champions on the pitch. They were champions of hope, champions of resilience, and champions of commitment. So their win spoke so much to us who viewed them from here. And the magical question is, were they perceived the same way back home? Because that's where they live longest. Here they just come for a visit. And that's the area where I want us to dive into. Because as we speak of, we've seen people, the likes of Kiprotich, Ahima Nakai, and people win gold, people raise the Uganda flag high, and usually when they get back home, for some reason, some get the touch and the hospitality or the reception they deserve. For others, it doesn't really reach the depth we would expect. So back to this victory. That's a photo, as you see there. That's a photo of the team together with Ugandans, some Ugandans here in Norway. And there were so many magical moments that were captured. You see that amazing picture right there. You see this, there's Uganda, the keeper, that's the entire team. And like Stig and Lona mentioned, they made friends. But now, what is the way forward? The victory was achieved. History was made. The Uganda flag was raised high, and maybe higher than it was. Lona, speak to me about first your experience of Oslo, Norway.
Thank you, Moses. We emerged as champions and as victors of that very big trophy, and a World Cup is a very big trophy, and for us who felt the trophy, it was a huge one and a heavy one, and something that we wished if we brought it back home here, it would be something that would celebrate each and every day. I think each of us would stick with it at their homes. But back to after the victory, what comes next? Very many questions like that came up, and as an organization, we really wanted to see that these girls get something out of this. It's not just, we have attended so many other tournaments and festivals like that. And for us, it's not just participation, is that after this tournament or after this festival that we have gone for, what does the young person achieve? How do
Exactly.
we see that
Exactly.
they get an opportunity out of this? So as an organization, we've tried to reach out to, different companies. We've tried to reach out to universities for the girls that would, wish to go back to school, for the girls that would wish to, express, see that they do much more better than what they have right now. And we're glad that when we came back, at least we received a little bit of media visibility. We shared, I think, some of the links with you. We were able to do some few interviews with some media companies. We've had with NBS, we had NTV recognize us, and above all, we had the First Lady, Janet Museveni Kataha, recognize us on her media pages, which was a very good victory for us, though we did not really get the chance to meet with her, but we'll look forward to, getting the chance and try to meet with her and present the trophy to her, and also share with her how we got there and, what the young people do and how best we can be able to support them. As of now, we are still looking for opportunities for them. It's very hard, especially when you're back home here. Of course, right now that we're in the period of campaigns, buli omu anoonya wakola ki? Wafunira. So it becomes, and many times as an organization tetwagala nnyo okubeera affiliated to a political party, because then it brings a certain image of you as an organization, one, to the public,
Exactly.
the people that you're serving, the beneficiaries. So we try to see that during this period we are not, because we got the trophy in that period of buli omu anoonya akalulu. So tugezezaako as much as we can to get these opportunities for these girls, and hopefully, at least from the stories that, we've recorded stories for them and shared them out, and we'll try to see that at least hopefully we'll get something for them. Wabadde otubuuzizaawo awo ekibuuzo of how we got to Oslo, abaana baatuukayo batya, who sponsored the trip.
Yes. Who facilitated the trip? Yes.
Who facilitated the trip. Omanyi wano mu Uganda okufuna sponsor kintu kizibu nnyo, and it was a very big struggle for us. Nja kubuulira Moses nti we didn't sleep the whole of from the time we started preparation for this trip, nti twatuuka the last day nga tetumanyi tickets gye zigenda kuva. Because we reached out to, abasinga, they don't know about this concept. They don't know about, because when we go there, we are not just playing, we are advocating. We are speaking about homelessness. We are speaking about drug addiction. We are speaking about people trying to seek asylum, refugees, and things like that. So abasinga concept yenu tebagitegeera bulungi. They try to, think that maybe you're just an organization trying to see nti mwagala kufunawo we muli akasente and things like that. So we reached out to banks, we reached out to beverage companies, ezikola beverages, reached out to so many people, but not many were willing to support because they've never understood the cause. So Youth Sport Uganda, because these participants, abawala betwaleeta, come from, they are project beneficiaries, they are beneficiaries of the organization. And we have a few projects that we are implementing. And so the organization try to see that it sources money from the various projects and see that we take these girls to participate in the Homeless World Cup, to be able to speak and also sell themselves. It's not about selling the organization, but this young person is selling themselves. They have a talent. Is it football? Is it that I can speak? Nti nsobola okuyimirira mu bantu ne njogera, because they did a lot of recordings for them, they did a lot of stories for them. So they tried to, we gave them the platform. We didn't want them to miss out on that chance because we have failed to get a sponsor. At least we try to see that we've gotten the opportunity for them. Let's give them the platform, let them go out there. Let's not fail as an organization, at least to give this young person the one chance that they would have even to travel, because for most of them it was their first time to get out of the country. And we tried to ensure that it was an obligation that we had to fulfill, regardless of whether we have someone to support us or we do not have. So all efforts came from the organization. All sponsorship was done by Youth Sport Uganda. And I think it was a lesson for us to learn that for the next trip, which is Mexico, we had also earlier for the previous trip, we had set up a GoFundMe and shared out to individuals. But I think at the time we shared it out, people did not have, funds and things like that. So we got just
funds
little money out.
and perhaps they, like you said, perhaps they didn't know even the concept, how serious it was.
Yeah, most of them didn't know how serious it was. So
Many people,
the
many
frequent,
people often want to get on board a bus that is already moving. People don't want to put in this initial work. At the pilot stage, if
exactly,
things don't seem serious, but when things happen,
exactly.
mm, mm.
So era ku GoFundMe twafunayoko bwe tufunye obutonotono, ne tugezaako ne tubafa ne tusasulayo tiketi emu, twasasulanga mu installment, era osasuddeko emu otwalayoko bbiri, bwotyo paka wezaawera. Were around 11 people that traveled, so until there were 11 of them. So we're like, abaana kabagende, let's represent the country. If we win the trophy, well and good. If we do not win, it's also okay. Let the girls, advocate. Unfortunately, we emerged as champions
I love the
and
commitment.
represented. Yes, we represented very well and, brought back the trophy. So just like I was saying, it's a lesson for us to learn going to Mexico. We want to use this championship of Oslo to be able to source for funds to Oslo, to Mexico. That at least now the team that will travel to Mexico nti bagenda nga balina ka kit akapya, balina ka tracksuit, ticket za strugglinga,
nga bajoogamu.
nga bajoogamu okwo kuba kati batulinze Mexico kyolina omanya. We have to defend.
Defending champion.
Yeah, it will be very shameful.
Something very small.
Stiga, you can say something.
Yes, Stiga.
There.
Just something very small, just to add on, to follow up on what Lona was saying. Usually there is something here when we are going for such big trips. There is usually a time that we wait for where we have to get off some participants. For example, of course, very many things happen here. Of course, the list keeps changing. We, I think, experienced that when we went to South Korea. Of course, twala team enamba nechigana sente nga womanyi, trying to look for funds, and also, of course, it gets overwhelming for the organization as well. Okunonya sente that way sanga tugenze batero gamba by 11 commandos netwagenda bana, and surprisingly or not, netusigalako basatu, and then we had to get a player from South Korea to be part of the team. Good enough to have a younger best new team. So usually there are lots of challenges around funding the trips, but we keep making efforts to see, talk to friends, talk to the world, to see how we can surely collect something to help the trips, because they are really impactful, not only for the organization, for Uganda, of course, but also for the young people as well.
Thank you so much. What I understand from this is that the product to sell is there, but the marketing strategies seem kind of shaky. And who to blame for this? I would love to leave the blame hanging. But moving forward, how best can we engage the media? Now I'm speaking as part of you in this context. How best can we engage the local media? Because there is, of course, social media, and you have a very active Instagram page and TikTok. But how can the local media be engaged in this, because this benefits not only youth sport Uganda as an organization, but it goes down to giving hope to the hopeless. It goes down to raising the Uganda flag, like you had you turned out victorious here in Norway, and it didn't end just. Actually, some people don't even know if you support Uganda for some reason. Actually, what went around the media was Uganda a one good day. Uganda turned out as champions. But how do we strike the fair line that as youth sport Uganda and your team do the donkey work, and we, the Ugandan fraternity around the world, raise the flag and tagging on social media? And down back home in Uganda, how do you think, in your opinion, how do we engage the local media and maybe the other organizations, or even the government, to be engaged in this, particularly the Mexico trip?
I'll give
Yes,
the floor
Lorna.
to Stiga. I've been speaking first, so
Okay,
I'll
yes,
give
okay. Stiga, what is on your blueprint for Mexico trip
Yes.
in terms of funding and publicity?
One, best believe that usually what happens, there are a lot of stories moving around, and it is usually the media that chooses which story they want to put out there. This is just us doing this work, but there are more other people doing lots of work, but also their work is not usually published mainstream media. Like you said, it is usually the efforts that we have to take anyway to make sure to boost this, and we keep selling this product so that it helps us in further engagements. Those anti ebiseera ebisinga wano, we've been working with the media for quite some time with our trips, of course. Like maybe Lona mentioned as well, one of the partners that we have, of course, we work with the government entities on very many projects. Naye nga ebiseera ebisinga weetaagamuko ne connection. Ebiseera ebisinga you need that connection to okuba ku by'osamba ebbali oyitawo bulungi, then maybe your story etuuke away n'okutuuka. That really happens. I think it's so main here. But ndowooza nge nti twetaaga okupushinga harder, twetaaga okweyongerera ddala okutunda. We need more PR. We need to advocate for more media space to sharing the work we do. So that tutuuka ku target yaffe, target audience gye twagala. Mu ndowooza yange we just need to triple the efforts tugezeeko okutuuka eyo maybe gye tulina okubeera, because we are a big organization doing lots of good work and representing the country. Yeah.
Yes, and looking on that, concerns from the Ugandan community in Norway were about how short the notice was of your coming. And maybe I think that also goes down to that for some reason, we only got to know days when you're here, and actually some people got to know when you're already here. Maybe that also goes to publicity. It goes maybe your experiences from the local media maybe kind of shut you down. You feel like and maybe those are lessons learned moving forward. Yes, Lona?
Yes.
Maybe just thank you, Stiga. Just to add on to what he was saying, also getting to the media here, the local media here, is sometimes a bit challenging, especially if for most of them you have to offer something to them.
You have,
and many times you need to have something to offer to them, and many times the recognition comes after nga tukomyewo. Kati imagine before we traveled, of course I reached out to many of those media houses asking them for interviews, maybe to cover a few stories. We reached out to many of them, nekati okuwa ka slot yako for you to talk about what you're going to do there, bichi and all those things. Sometimes, they do not understand the concept and what you're going for very well. Most of them have not heard of what is the Homless World Cup or what is this World Cup about. They do not pick the interest. They only pick the interest after you have come back. So I think also moving forward, we want to use this platform to leverage. We want to leverage on it to be able to get and also engage the media for the next or for the coming other trips. And also, I think we want to, one other thing that we need to do more is for every country that we are going to, we try to see that we reach out to the communities that side. Because for the Ugandan community in Norway, one thing we did not know, most of the people in Norway only knew Coach Paizo. And I think it is after we arrived in Norway that we got support, and he was able to connect us to the different young people in Norway, the Ugandan community in Norway. So I think moving forward, we should also try to reach out to the different, people that we know in Norway, at least spread the word. So I don't know if there are Ugandans in Mexico, but we can also try.
Yeah,
And
they should be. There should be. There should be.
they
There should
should
be.
be. Yeah, so we try
And
and look
I believe you are the same feeling when you are coming to Norway, because Norway is known
exactly.
Yes,
for
yes,
being a
yes.
very cold country, very
Uh-huh.
deserted country.
Mm. And we didn't know that there was a very huge community with big huts in Norway. So if we knew, trust me, we would have reached out earlier. And I think that time there was a lot of frustration. Now people were saying the trip is coming soon, tetunafuna tickets, tetunafuna chino.
Mm, mm.
So it was like there was a lot of here, up and down that, we're trying to see, to organize and be ready. But yeah, it's a lesson for us to learn as an organization. Every time there is something to learn. So we learned something out of it. We'll start to mobilize even from the communities that we have left. For example, after we have left Norway, at least we continue to engage that community in the activities that we
Mm,
do, so
mm,
that, people
mm,
are not left out.
mm, 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 mm. Yeah, that's very, very, very insightful, and I feel you already have a laid out plan for Mexico. And of course, we always learn from the experiences that have our past experiences. So in this case, I believe there are
Yes.
lessons that were learned from the Oslo trip. But I want to go back to your earlier submission, Lona. Um, Minutes back, you are talking about how Youth Sport Uganda engages or taps into the community. A spot that caught my attention was when you shared on how, on your strategy, your structure, in case a sponsor wants to help a child, how closely you try to engage, give them contact, that someone could even get direct contact with the child or even visit them and follow up on their sponsorship. To me, I feel this is something I would love you to open up a little more. Because my experience with organizations like Youth Sport Uganda is that when someone donates, let's say $1,000, it's usually $200 that go down to the primary beneficiary. There is a lot of money that is wasted, administrative costs and things like that. But of course, I know there are so many. You also know from experience that there are so many organizations that, of course, present themselves as doing charity work and supporting the needy, but they're actually the administrators who are actually the needy in this context. They flip the role or the need. So I love it that you have this structure where there is transparency and someone feels really closer. So speak to me more about this kind of system, because structure. Because as we speak about the Homeless World Cup, as you share about what Youth Sport Uganda does, someone watching us might be interested. And you might have also realized that when you engage with Ugandans in Oslo, you must have realized that there are people with very big hearts. They would really love to help, but they've been disappointed. Many have trust issues from previous experiences with our organizations. They would really love to help, but they are kind of skeptical about who to work with to tap into the needy back home. So, Lona, further speak to me, share more about that. I see Simeon Dabekubye Sama. But as you fix your phone, Stiga, chip in on this.
Okay, as Lona
Okay, I see the network is misbehaving, but we are not anywhere close to giving up. I want to thank you all for watching us. We are having a conversation with a team from Youth Sport Uganda. We present Youth Sport Uganda, but the primary tag was Homless World Cup. That's when we got into knowing who who is the substructure about this. And that's when Youth Sport Uganda comes into light. So Lona and Stiga are one of the leaders, the team leaders that led a team that turned out victorious here in Oslo during the Homeless World Cup 2025. They've had a conversation and interaction and shared about what it all entails, what it means, who is eligible to be a participant in the Homeless World Cup, and the different products and services Youth Sport Uganda does. For you who never knew what Youth Sport Uganda works with, find the comfort of visiting their website on www.youthsportuganda.org and find a sport where maybe you're one of those who would love to help a child out there who would love to tap into the very big needed network back home, but perhaps you've been disappointed or have trust issues. Youth Sport Uganda has proven to be credible and definitely a team or an organization of service. Of course, you know from experience that it's not easy to move a team of 11 people to a country like Norway and they all return back. So it has something to do to say about credibility of the organization and their leaders, of course. So I see you back, Stiga. So I wanted you to share more about that structure where you connect the recipient of the donation and the donor himself or herself.
Okay, thank you. In your submission earlier, you mentioned integrity, of course, and like you said, we move so much with transparency and accountability. We've been running lots of big projects with very clear reporting lines and feedback. We've been having donor visits for people that fund the different projects that we do. So in line with the sponsorship programs, of course, very many trust issues, like you've mentioned, they happen, but we've been clear on this, and we've been having a very good relationship with the different sponsors of our education programs, and we've been providing feedback. Like earlier, Lona mentioned, we do lots of home visits for them to understand where these young people come from, and then we do back-to-back communication with the donors, provide reports, and also have very many engagements with different stakeholders on the same. I believe with our communication and transparency, integrity, like you've mentioned, I think it is it is the backbone of our sponsors, but mainly the donors that support our different projects. When you check the website, you're going to see under the different programs that we run, you're going to see lots of projects, big projects that come in, of course, sometimes with good money, but we've been clear on engagement, on accountability, and integrity with our donors. So we've had a very good relationship with them, and we are not close to usually the thought that you've shared anyway, which is a big picture anyway, elsewhere in the NGO world.
Yes, thank you, Siga. Yes, of course, we being in the media, social media, in our case, Euroforum, we engage and interact with masses of people, and these are very vivid stories where, yes, people have misused or taken advantage of what would be.
Hello, Moses.
Yes, please. Yes, Lona. Lona, I can hear you. Lona, do you hear me now? Lona, do you hear me now?
Does I need to leave, then I join again?
Yes, try that. No, we are hearing her, but she perhaps doesn't hear us.
Okay.
Lona, okay. As your technical team helps you on that, let's proceed. I was saying that there are so many organizations out there that masquerade as charity organizations, but actually it's basically the administrators who are the needy in this context. Yes, but thumbs up to you, Youth Sport Uganda. And let me know, or let the viewer out there know how to reach out to Youth Sport Uganda. Yes, the website is there, but you know, I want to bagala nyo ebintu ebyangu. So bibanguize mwao. How do I get contact with Youth Sport Uganda?
Far from the website, of course, we are on all social media platforms, and our communication is swift. We communicate quickly, and you can email us on Sport Uganda. You can email us. I need to get that email here. You can info@sportuganda.org.
Okay, info at
.org.
Okay, we could, as you proceed, I'll try to type it here.
Yes, and maybe Lona can also share other contact lines, but we are, like I've mentioned, we are very active on social media, on email, on LinkedIn.
Okay, that's info at youthsportuganda.org. That's the email.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Lona, otuwulira nnyabo kati.
Mbawulira, I wasn't hearing anything.
Yes, that was a planned sabotage.
Yes.
That was a planned sabotage from Mexico, from Team Mexico. Hey, tebannabata.
No.
Batandise okukola ki? Batukedde nonno.
That was a planned sabotage from Team Mexico. Yes, Lona.
Yes, please.
Yes, I want us to, as we wind up, I want us to narrow this to very on-point take-homes. Just one, at least we know from your conversation and maybe those people you've interacted with that Youth Sport Uganda, yes, was the anchor, was the brain, was the muscle behind the Homless World Cup team that represented Uganda. And the question, my core question has been, Chechi Dako, what next? Now that, yes, now that you've attained victory. Yes, Chechi Dako, and yes, that you've given something really broad, and then something that Stiga's opened up on. That is how you support these needy ladies or girls and boys. So, in brief, I need you to make a summary of this. Yes, Chechidako, Chikopo, that structure, and then Stiga, in your parting shots, I'll need you to give us first, as a coach, your Oslo experience and your plan for Mexico. Then we shall wind up. Over to you, Lona.
Thank you, Moses. So I think for us, what next after this win? One, for Mexico, of course, we look forward to support from anyone, even if it's just a jersey, anything they can provide for these young people to be able to travel. And also for you, how do you reach out to us? Our website, of course, if you go to www.youthsportuganda.org, you're able to find contacts. There's that segment of how you can contact us. You're able to find it, so you can find the email there. There is an email at info@youthsportuganda.org. There is a contact that you can be able to reach on call, but also on WhatsApp. You can always leave a text. We can always find it. Even on our social media pages, on Instagram at Youth Sport Uganda, on Facebook at Youth Sport Uganda, on X at Youth Sport Uganda, and LinkedIn as well. Always, even if you dropped an inbox, you will always get a response. So for anyone that is willing to support, one thing that we really do not take for granted as an organization is transparency. We try to be as transparent as possible, and also always provide accountability to our donors, to people that support the organization. So whoever and anyone that is looking forward and has the interest to support these young people within the organization or any project for the organization, you can always reach out to structure aside the sponsorship bit of it. If of course someone reaches out and they wish to fund the organization, if for example it's Homless, sometimes they come with specifics. The funding is specific. That, for example, I would want to provide menstrual kits. How do I do that? Then we can guide you. Sometimes you write a concept and share with you. Then you can, follow through with the concept. And for most cases, when you come and maybe it's open funding, we can always write a concept and then share with you. When it comes and it is individual, you would wish to support one individual young person. If you reach out to the organization, for example, we have some Ugandans from the Ugandan community that met these young girls and they would wish to support them. You reach out to us and let us know, for example, if Ivana guide that I saw that I would wish to support, I want her, how can I reach her, and things like that. If you reach out to the organization, we can always, because we will be the in between, of course, and guide you on how you can be able, if you want to meet this young person, we can always also bring the young person to you, because we want that. Many people, many times when you travel with teams like that, and there are girls that are so good, or there are boys that are so good in the sport, or someone would wish to support them. Sometimes they get the contacts of these young people directly and start to talk to them. And on some scenarios, we have gotten people that are they have not been like real. I don't know if it's the word to use, but they are not authentic. And they have tried to lead these young people into something that would not be really good or would not keep the image of the organization. Because now for us, we want to see that this young person is getting an opportunity that is authentic, an opportunity that is going to help them, and an opportunity that is going to be good for the young person. So if you reach out to the organization directly, we want to assess, are you not going to do something other than supporting this young person? Want that this young person is going through the right channels. So we try to support them throughout all the processes until it is now just you and the young person. I don't know if I've explained it so well.
Yes.
Yes, you've done it so well. Yes, over to you, Stiga. Yes, as the team coach, your Oslo experiences and your projection for Mexico trip. Speak to me, Sebo.
Thank you so much, Mugisha. And from just to pick up from where Lona stopped, she was trying to explain about, of course, if there is identification of teams where we can seed our players, opportunities coming, and then if there is an opportunity for them to join some teams in Norway or anywhere else in Europe, would be welcome. There is any chance, because they are good players with lots of dreams, of course, to be professional. Also mentioned some as social workers that can do lots of development work. So we welcome any opportunity that comes for both, of course, the organization and the young girls who represented. My experience, I think you cannot talk about Norway or you cannot talk about the Norway experience and you don't talk about the Ugandan community. There was lots of support for us on the pitch. We played, but we were playing with fans, having people that are always supporting emotionally, financially, with the team. It was a big factor for our win, and we appreciate. We went to Norway. We surely needed to win that cup. We had tried last year, and with all the strides that we made, The team was good to pick up that very big win, very big historical win that will not be forgotten, not only for the Ugandan community we found there, but us, of course, that were part of the tournament, the young girls as well. Very big thing for us, and we hope to ride on it. The experience on the pitch, of course, knowing that at some point we were the favorites, we were receiving lots of good response, positive messages from everyone at the event, from different countries supporting us. I think all these factors, helped so much the team to win. So we didn't only win as a team, but because of the experience, the support from the whole community and the people in Norway. Going forward, Norway is a big thing. Of course, it's usually a big thing when you win a cup and then you need to defend it. Because of the people that lost are coming in big and try to be better and perform better so that they can retain the championship. We are on the verge of assembling a team tugezaako okugatta nga wetwagatta, of course picking up from our youth mu programs ezaffe abasobola to go and represent. We are assembling a team earlier this time because winning a trophy is one thing, but also defending it is another. So made lots of adjustments and lots of technical, tactical things have to be done. So we are looking out for the players, of course, from our different programs and projects. And we shall assemble a team to go and represent. Away from looking out for funds, that will be another big task for us, but also it's also another big task for us to assemble a team that we believe will get back this trophy so that we can win it a third time and have it back to Uganda, very big and heavy, and maybe it can come out better this time. So we are ready for Mexico. We are welcoming support from wherever it comes. We are making efforts and we shall keep engaging all our different stakeholders, friends of the organization to support the team so that we make it to Mexico. Maybe just lastly, something from me is we cannot thank the Ugandan community enough because we not only made friends, but we had an experience for a lifetime, something that we shall ride with, and we shall not stop. We are always going to be together in so many things, and we hope for the best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stiga and Lona. It's been very interactive, but I believe it's as well been educative and communicative. There is always room for creating awareness and sharing information. I want to believe that what you've done here with your comrade has been way beyond just sharing information. I want to believe it's been creating awareness, and I want to invite you watching this show to please share it on. Your input this time could just be sharing it on to someone else who would probably support directly through supporting one of the girls, but also supporting the entire organization, because this organization is doing way more beyond what is seen on the face. So it is a duty that we share as citizens of Uganda, as friends of Uganda, and as humans generally, to support when we have the means to. I want us to wind it up here. I see we've lost Lona, but she had already shared the most bit. Please give your parting shots as we wind up. Stiga, your last remark.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses Mugisha, for allowing us share our experience, share lots of information from OSU, and we hope that I think for me that's all. I'm excited to see it comes out of the many strides that we've made, and I'm grateful for the continued support for everyone around the world, that we change lots of perceptions on homelessness back home. And we hope to continue doing the work that we've been doing, and we believe that it will change the world. Yes.
Oh, sir. Yes, Tiga. Thank you so much. I see Lona is trying to log in, but the internet is failing her. I'll make a very kind request from you because I understand you're at work. You're in the same premises. If you could run to her and she occupies your space to come and give her closing remarks, that would be really amazing. Please go invite her into your office and she gives her closing remarks from your seat. Yes, our amazing viewers, Ugandans living in Norway. Tomorrow is the day where we're celebrating our independence. We are starting with the football tournament at Frogner Stadion, Maestua. And there we shall be playing a tournament, a football cup between us, Uganda, Ghana, Sudan, and Zimbabwe. And this is a mark that would live to be remembered. The previous 2 years, we've been playing one team. This year, we are trying it with a group of 4. And later in the evening, we shall be meeting at Hall Media. That's where we shall celebrate our independence. I want to invite you all to come and we have a moment together. This is one of the events where we come together as Ugandans to just reflect on the year behind us and project the year ahead of us. So make time and come around, either for the football tournament or the party in the evening, or both. So come around, there'll be a trophy to win. The winner will take home a trophy and gold medals, most likely to be us, the organizers. And then second place, bronze medals, and third place, second place, silver medals, and third place, bronze medals. So, yes, find time and come to Fnemuko Arcade, Wamu. So now this is Lona here occupying Stiga's seat. Just for a record, as we speak, I'll edit out Stiga's name in future. And remember this lady who masquerades as a man. Okay, Lona, may you please give your parting shots. Lona, let us see.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Moses.
Yes.
I think
better now.
I don't know where you lost me, but
no, actually, for now, for the fact that you're having youth sport has a structure whereby what one leader knows, another kind of equally knows. So Stiga was able to respond to the questions I asked, maybe to a degree that you would. Right now, I would love you to give your closing remarks as we wind up.
Okay.
Over to you,
thank you, Moses. Thank you, Moses, and thank you to the Ugandan community in Norway, and for not only Ugandans, but also the friends that we were able to make in Norway. Norway is such a beautiful country, very welcoming people, very loving people, and we really had a good time. We enjoyed Oslo so much. People were so welcoming. I think when we had just arrived, we had a lot of culture shocks. The food alone was very stressing to us for the first 2-3 days until you guys came in. And also after some time, of course, the weather, it got a bit cold. And then also that period, apart from
welcome to Oslo.
and I think the cold for us was not the
that
cold.
Was in an indirect way to welcome you to Oslo.
Yes. and also, it takes to get dark. So we ended up sleeping like at midnight and late in the night when it's dark. And for us now, there it's like 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. in the night. So those were some of the things that were exciting, but also a bit of a challenge to us because we're trying to adjust. And then as we had adjusted, things were done. We were now supposed to come back to Uganda, to reality. But other than that, we received a lot of support. It was really overwhelming. And even after we came back, you guys have reached out to us. You have kept on checking on us, checking on the girls, and hosting us on this show, hosting us on your platform also gives Youth Sport Uganda the visibility that we look forward to, and giving us a platform to be able to share our work and what we do, and also share how best we have been supporting the people in communities, but also people outside the organization and also working with you gives us also mileage as an organization. So thank you so much, Moses. Thank you so much to the Euroforum. Thank you to the Ugandan community, to the Friends of Uganda. And we continue and look forward to working together and building something stronger and better than that we are doing. And we look forward to Mexico. We look forward to your support. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Lona, Stiga, and the entire management of Youth Sport Uganda. Mwebale nnyo omulimu gwe mukola. I don't know if you got to know that park where we had your farewell party. Yeah, the place is called Maestua in Oslo. I don't know if you got to know that sculpture park is the largest in the world. So in case you didn't capture it with you, let the girls know that at least as we yearn to visit the wonders of the world, it might not be one of the wonders of the world, but at least anything tagged biggest, it is something that one. So put it somewhere in your calendar that you've been to the largest sculpture park in the world, Frogner Parken or Vigilant Parken, or Vigilant Park in English. So thank you so much, and you, the leaders of the team that we saw here. Greetings to Joseph Katende, who wasn't able to be with us here. And greetings to the top leader of Youth Sport Uganda and the entire management. And send our warm greetings to the girls. Bagambe bebale nnyo. Bakuba Mexico ng'erinyange yabbi akagatto. Bakuba Mexico ng'erinyange yabbi akagoma mu lubiri. So bakuba matulabire nnyo mu bagambo buli bakola munene nnyo. Bagambe, they made us proud as Ugandans, and they also added to our call, because we have a call as Ugandans in the diaspora. Those, of course, who believe, just as we do, that there is so much bad publicity about Uganda. So any opportunity we get to change the narrative, we grab it. So it was very heartwarming to see the Uganda flag raised above all the rest of the flags that were there. Tugezeko kyusembozi bawulira nti Idi Amin na bichi. So here the girls, they made us proud, very, very proud. And credit and appreciation to the leadership of Youth Sport Uganda, and of course all that stakeholders you work with. Mukolo mulimu gwamanyi nnyo. On behalf of your forum, I want to commend you all, Youth Sport Uganda, the team, leadership, and the beneficiaries. Mwebale nnyo omulimu mukola munene nnyo. Until next time, we sign up for now. Thank you, my management, Euroforum, UG, mwebale nnyo omulimu gwe mukola. A very quick reminder, maybe it might also encompass you, Lona. Euroforum UG has started an investment club where it is open to all Ugandans around the world. The vision is someday to have a very grounded investment in Uganda. But for now, we are a team of 16 members. And membership for this into this investment club is only 100,000 Uganda shillings. It is a registered investment club under the names Now Stream Global Investment Club. Open to all Ugandans. It has 2 directors in Uganda and 2 directors in the diaspora. Minimum saving is 200,000 Ugandan shillings per month. For now, started in February. By June, we had invested 10 million shillings in a unit trust fund in UAP. So this speaks of how much united we can stand and grow. So njagala okwaniriza Lona okubira ddala ku top boss mu Youth Sport Uganda n'abalabo n'abatuuliriza waliwo initiative eyo where it is open to everyone. The only criteria that you need to be part is being alive. The other is being able to work as a team. And the other is being able to train and tune your financial discipline. Ebirala, they always fall in when we come on board. Thank you, Lona. We sign out for now. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Euroforum UG, where we address Ugandans from Europe, USA, Asia, Africa, Australia, and all over the globe. We share experiences, opinions, and expertise on current affairs, educative lifestyle, religion, and family matters. Follow, subscribe, and like our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Euroforum UG. You can also join our live shows every weekend on our social media platforms. For more information, visit our social media platforms or email us at euroforumug@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on +4740 574040. Euroforum UG, communicating with peers.